Good morning, everyone. It's time for your weekly Wednesday Spark. Okay, so I don't know if many of you play this, but I'm an avid fantasy football player. And what I want you to take out of this, right, is nothing to do with football, but with the word fantasy, right? Fantasy football is this. It is you build a team with players from all the different teams in the NFL, and it takes some strategy at picking the one, you want to pick the winning team, right? You want to get those players that on paper have it all, right? That on the field, they look the best, right? So you want to build your team around those people. And you get this thing at the end of the draft called a draft grade. And, you really want to get that A, which is rare most of the time. But anyway, but all the while, we all have a real football team that we pull for, right? So I have my fantasy football team, or teams, because I have a few. And then I have my real football team, which when I say this, if any of you actually watch football, you'll know why I put so much more stock in my fantasy football than my real football. I pull for the Indianapolis Colts. And for the past couple of years, they have stunk horribly. And I put so much stock in the fantasy football team sometimes that there are weeks that go by that I'm like, I don't even know if the Colts won or lost. But hey, my fantasy team won. Ladies, we do that in our Christian walk, right? We put on a fantasy Christian exterior. We look the part of a Christian, right? We smile. We look like we have it all together. We're in this on this committee and in that club, and we're a part of this ministry, and we're a part of this outreach. We're a part of so many things, right? Just like my fantasy football team. I got a good player from here, a good player from here, and in our Christian walk, we have our feet in so many different avenues, different aspects, different things that we're doing for God, right? Different Christian things that we're doing, and we look really good. It looks really good on paper, right? God is not impressed by your fantasy Christian walk. Because if you're walking that way in public for all to see, but your heart inside is just filthy, because you allow no time for God, right? You're not building a relationship with Jesus Christ, but you're working hard for him. You got that beautiful fantasy Christian life. Everybody sees you and they just think, man, she's a godly woman. But are you really? Does your real godliness, does your real godly person look like my real football team? Does it stink? Does the real you inside deal with depression? Does the real you inside struggle with some sin that you just can't seem to overcome? Or maybe you don't think you need to overcome it because it's just a small little sin and nobody knows about it. God does. And God is more concerned with your real Christian walk than with your fantasy Christian walk. So, ladies, be mindful of what your Christian walk really looks like. Do you look good on paper? Do you look good in public? But in private, you're suffering. In private, it stinks. In private, it's just blah. Don't let your Christian walk be like that. God is way more concerned with your private Christian walk than he is with your public Christian walk. He is much more concerned with the real you. He is more concerned with the fact that you take time to spend with him every day. That you grow closer and closer to him every day. That you rely on him for everything in your life. Even if everything around you looks like it's falling apart, but inside you're intact. That's what God's concerned with. And ladies, when it comes to football, I should be more concerned with my real football team as opposed to my fantasy football team, right? And when it comes to us and our walk and our Christian lives, we need to be more concerned with our real Christian lives, with our genuine Christianity, who we are. Are we real, or are we a fantasy Christian that just looks the part, but inside we don't live it? So ladies, let's live that out. Let's ignite a fire in you first and foremost, so that you can take those sparks and you can just let them fly all across this country and all across this world, so that we can ignite a fire for Christ. But it starts with you, and it starts with you being real and quit being a fantasy Christian. Thank you guys. God bless.